Rabbil Alameen, as we end around the world in observing this auspicious month, the month in which Nabi Muhammad SAW described as the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also, this is the month that marks the beginning of the Islamic year. This is the month of Muharram. So this month of Muharram forms part of the 4 months which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says they are the 4 sacred and sanctified months. Months that we are supposed to observe and revere. And now Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has emphasized on the importance of this month, and he has told us why this month, the month of Muharram, is a sanctified month. The main reason that he gives is in narration of the story of Nabi Musa alayhi salam, which I'm going to dwell into detail regarding this story of Nabi Musa alayhi salam. Why Allah makes the story of Musa alayhi salam so significant in the Quran, and by the way, research has shown that Nabi Musa is mentioned 130 times in the Quran. He is one of the prophets that is mentioned more than any other prophet. And his story, besides the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, the story of Musa alayhi salam is one of the most detailed story. And the theme of this story of the emancipation of the Bani Israel to Musa alayhi salam is somehow interlinked to all the stories of the Anbiya. Now this is one secret that we have discovered, that why is it that each and every story of the Anbiya in the Quran is interlinked to the story of Nabi Musa alayhi salam. Now the reason, of course, is that the theme of every Anbiya is one, that is total reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala under any circumstances. Now let's look at the story of Nabi Musa. We know that Nabi Musa is one of the Anbiya that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him a very mighty power, which we can refer to as a superpower in today's terms. So he is one Nabi that was given to face the mighty power of Fir'aun. I don't need to go much into how Fir'aun was powerful. At one stage he said everything, including the sea, the water that you see, it goes underneath my palace. As it goes underneath my palace, it even reveres me and worships me. That's how powerful I am. And when Nabi Musa alayhi salam was protesting against the brutalities of Fir'aun mocked at him. He laughed at him. He says, how are you going to liberate or emancipate your people when you believe in an Allah that you can't even see? And all the time you are carrying that stick of yours and you think that stick will do something to liberate you. And Nabi Musa said, yes indeed, this stick that you see is going to liberate me through the power of the Almighty Allah that you don't see. But I know He exists and I know He's going to liberate me. Fast forward the story. When Nabi Musa's time came to liberate the people of, or his people of Bani Israel, he ran towards the sea, and as he approached the sea, there was the mighty sea, and there was the mighty army of Fir'aun alayhi salam, and Musa was in between. Anybody said there is no way out, Musa is going to be vanquished by the mighty power of Fir'aun. Then the voice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came to Nabi Musa. He said, that same stick of yours that was undermined by Fir'aun, take it, strike the sea, and the sea is going to be split asunder. And indeed, through that stick that was undermined by Pharaoh, Nabi Musa struck the water and the sea opened up. As it opened up, the army, or rather the people of Nabi Musa alayhi salam, they marched through with ease. And obviously we would expect that when the water is opened asunder, there will be a lot of mud that they won't be even able to walk. By the might of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the underground of the sea was as dry as if there was not even a drop of water on there. They crossed through. And when Pharaoh and his army marched through trying to do the same thing to cross, through the power and might of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the same sea and water that Pharaoh was boasting about, that it is subservient to him when it was going or flowing underneath his palace, the same water that he boasted about killed him. It swallowed all his mighty army and killed him. So now in this story, we learn that when there is no way out, there is a whole lot of other stories that I will briefly narrate to you. Like for instance, the story of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he and his friend Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with his soul, when there was no way out as they were migrating to Medina, the enemies were hot at their heels, and the only way to hide was through a cave. They went again, exactly like the story of Musa alayhi salam. They went into the cave, and Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, what did he say? He says, now we are done. We are in the cave, and the enemies are coming. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, exactly like Nabi Musa, he said, don't worry my friend, as long as we are with Allah, we will gain victory. And how did Allah save them? Through a simple creation like a spider. The spider comes, build a web at the mouth of the cave. The enemies come, they see the spider's web, they say impossible. This cave, there is nobody that has gone into this cave for a very long time. Which means Nabi Muhammad and his friend Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with them, they've never come here. They went and they gained victory. We know the story of Yunus alayhi salam when he was swallowed by a whale as he was trying to avoid doing propagation of Allah's deen. He was swallowed by a whale when it was impossible for him to escape the three darknesses that engulfed him. But one thing that he had in his heart, Nabi Yunus alayhi salam, exactly like the story of Nabi Musa, what did he say? La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minal zalimin. And immediately when he said that, when he showed total reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the whale spit him out. There is a whole lot of other stories. Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam, when the fire obviously was instructed to cool for him by Allah, exactly like Nabi Musa. What happened? The fire was cool. We can talk of the story of Bibi Hajra in the desert where there was no water, there was nothing to save the little Ismail alayhi salam from the pangs of thirst. She believed that Allah is there, Allah will never forsake me. Even the husband, that was Nabi Ibrahim, when he was instructed by Allah that leave your wife and your child in the desert, he trusted Allah. He says, Allah will never forsake me. I'm going to leave my wife and my child in the desert. Allah will take care of them. And that transpired. Nabi Yusuf, Nabi Ayub, any Nabi of Allah that you can ever think of, they trusted absolutely in the power of Allah and they were emancipated. The story of Nuh alayhi salam, after he was instructed to be in the ark. After the floods, he prayed and the floods were finished. Anticipated was the day of the 10th of Muharram. So all these stories, according to research, they are interlinked and the theme is one. That please don't depend on anybody. Don't depend on any human being. Don't depend on your isms. Don't depend on people that lie to you and say they can be a bridge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All the stories of the Anbiya, they show us that when you are cornered, when it seems impossible to get out of any situation, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minal zalimin wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. There is no might and power except in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the lesson for tonight is that we have to believe in Allah. And to conclude, we know that this period is a period of mourning for the billions of Muslims around. Again, the story of Imam Hussein is a very sad story because it also shows that even if you are cornered, even if it means giving up your life for justice and truth, and for the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and for the love of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you will be prepared to give up your life. And we see Imam Hussein alayhi salam giving up his life for truth, for justice, and to uphold the Quran, and he was martyred. Not only him, we see almost the entire household of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam giving up their lives, being martyred for the sake of upholding the truth, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The question is, are we prepared as Muslims to follow the examples of Imam Hussein? And this month of Muharram, particularly on the day of Ashurah, the 10th, all these occasions that took place, the sufferings of the Anbiya, the sufferings of the family of Nabi Muhammad, were commemorating by Muslims fasting. And remember, Nabi Muhammad found the people of Musa fasting on the day of Ashura to show gratitude. And Nabi Muhammad said, please my Ummah, you do the same. We are more closer to Nabi Musa than they are. So what you do, you fast on the 10th, and then you add on another day, either the 11th as well or the 9th. And according to scholars, they say if you want, you can even make it 3 instead of 2. You can fast, which is the 10th of Muharram, which we all agree, and then either add 1, that is the 9th, or the 11th, and make it 3. But the authentic narrations, the hadith says the fasts are 2. But to balance it up, you can make it into 3. Now these are the instructions given to us by Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that we show commemoration, solidarity, as well as a gratitude of what transpired in the lives of the examples that were given to us by the Anbiya. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us strength and tawfiq to make sure that we follow the Quran and we follow the examples of the Anbiya. Wa ma alayna illa al-balagh al-mubin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Bismillah walhamdulillah. Allahumma inna nas'aluka bi asma'ika al-husna wa sifatika al-ula bi anna nashhadu أنت الله لا إله إلا أنت الأحد الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. اللهم في هذه الليلة المباركة لا تدع لنا في مقامنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا عيبا إلا سترته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريدا إلا شفيته ولا ميتا نصرته ولا عسيرا إلا يسرته ولا ضالا إلا هديته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة لنا فيها صلاح ولك فيها رضا إلا قضيتها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم ربنا استرنا فوق الأرض وارحمنا في بطن الأرض واغفر لنا يوم العرض عليك يوم لا ظل إلا ظلك يا ذا العرش الكريم. اللهم إنا نسألك بركة في العمر وصحة في الجسد وسعة في الرزق وتوبة قبل الموت وشهادة عند الموت ومغفرة بعد الموت وعفوا عند الحساب وأمانا من العذاب ونصيبا من الجنة. وارزقنا اللهم النظر إلى وجهك الكريم. اللهم رب نور قلوبنا بالقرآن وزين أخلاقنا بالقرآن وأدخلنا الجنة دار السلام بالقرآن. اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من النار ونعوذ من سخطك والنار. ربنا اصرف عنا عذاب جهنم إن عذابها كان غراما إنها ساءت مستقرا ومقاما. اللهم ربنا اشفنا واشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين شفاء لا يغادر سقما. اللهم رب ارحمنا وارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين. اللهم أنر قبورهم وآنس وحشتهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واجعل قبورهم روضة من رياض الجنة. اللهم برد تربتهم. اللهم عطر مرقدهم. اللهم نور مشعلهم. اللهم ربنا أدخلنا وأدخلهم جناتك جنات الفردوس إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر إخواننا في فلسطين. اللهم انصر إخواننا في اليمن وفي العراق وفي سوريا وفي كشمير وفي الهند وفي الصين. اللهم رب انصرهم وارحم موتاهم وشهداءهم واشف مرضاهم وجرحاهم إنك سميع مجيب. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه الغر الميامين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.